bulletin, we have some big breaking news which is coming in. Well, after Home Minister Rajnath Singh sent out a very stern message to Pakistan to stop terror appeasement, Pakistani Army Chief General Qamar Bajwa has made ludicrous claims, calling Pakistan a peace-loving country. Claims that Pakistan has contributed towards peace and stability in the region. He also said that terrorism has been affecting everyone globally, and it requires a collective response approach. Well, in fact, let's go across to Ashish Singh, who's joining us, Assistant Editor of Defence. Well, Ashish, it's ludicrous to say the least when Pakistan, a terror state such as that of Pakistan, says that it's a peace-loving state.
Well, this is one thing that Pakistan has always been maintaining, not only by the Pakistani Army Chief, but also by the government at the various international forums. But the reality is something different. And if we notice what Home Minister Rajnath Singh mentioned in yesterday's ITV Network's event Chauregatha, that if Pakistan stops sponsoring terror, then the relation between the two countries would be much better. He was obviously making this statement in context of a question asked on whether India and Pakistan will play the cricket tournaments or not. But the larger issue here is this is something what the difference between what Pakistan claims and what Pakistan does. We know that almost every alternate day along the LOC, many terror encounters are taking place. The terrorists have been neutralized in recent past. In fact, the number of terrorists neutralized in recent past has gone almost 3 times as compared to the last year. This certainly suggests that without Pakistan's, the government, ISI, army support, it's not practically possible to facilitate the terrorists as far as the infiltration part is concerned. Had it been one of the odd incident, it could have been understood. But when you see terrorists waiting on launch pads, trying to infiltrate almost every alternate day, suggests that Pakistan's action and words are extremely different.
Absolutely. In fact, let me also bring in Defence Analyst Major General G.D. Bakshi, who joins us. Now, General Bakshi, it's quite ironic at a time when India has a bill pending, at least a motion pending, that Pakistan ought to be declared a terror state, and there's a similar one which has been proposed by a congressman in the United States, that Pakistan has the gall to come out and say it's a peace-loving country.
You know, this is absolute propagandic stances that Pakistan has been taking for quite some time. They are trying to parade themselves as a major country which is a victim of terrorism, fighting against terrorism. The fact is they have very major double standards, hypocritical double standards. They themselves raise and promote terrorists who have created mayhem in India, in Afghanistan, in Bangladesh, every country in the region around, including possibly Iran. And yet, you know, they claim to be fighting, or they are actually fighting only those terrorists who have taken up cudgels against them, who were initially possibly raised by the ISI only, but have now gone rogue. The only people they have been fighting are these renegade terrorists who are now attacking them and causing casualties. As far as, you know, terrorists who attack India are concerned, they are verily promoting them business as usual. Terrorists who attack India, terrorists who attack Afghanistan, terrorists who operate in Bangladesh are being verily promoted by the Pakistani Army ISI complex. And it is about time that the world took note, the world took stringent action, and we have to start at home. By our own parliament declaring Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism.
Well, that's a very interesting point, General. In fact, we'll just come back and discuss that in 2 minutes. But before that, a quick listen in to what Home Minister Rajnath Singh had to say at an ITV event at the Chauregatha Awards. Let's listen in and we'll just come back to you, General.
आतंकवादियों के खिलाफ हमारे सेना के जवान, हमारे पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स के जवान लड़ते हैं, जूझते हैं। उस समय गांवों से निकलकर कुछ नौजवान उनके ऊपर पत्थरबाजी करते हैं और इस बात का भी खुलासा है, इस बात के भी हम लोगों के पास इंटेलिजेंस इनपुट्स हैं। पाकिस्तान के द्वारा उनको पर मंथ कुछ न कुछ पेमेंट किया जाता है। कितने स्टोन किसने फेंके उस हिसाब से उनको पैसे मिलते हैं। सोशल मीडिया के डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशंस के द्वारा मैसेज दिया जाता है गांव-गांव तक, फला जगह ऑपरेशन चल रहा है, वहां पर नौजवानों को पहुंचना चाहिए। और यह ग्रुप्स यदि बैठे हुए हैं, सोशल मीडिया का एप्लीकेशन करने वाले, वो भी पाकिस्तान में बैठे हैं। इन्फिल्ट्रेशन भी पाक स्पॉन्सर्ड है, टेररिज्म भी पाक स्पॉन्सर्ड है। जूझ रहे हैं हमारी सेना के जवान और सब सारे लोग।
Well, there you have it. The Home Minister not mincing any words, and that brings us to a question that General G.D. Bakshi was also raising. General, why is it that the Indian politicians, despite taking a very strong stand against Pakistan and putting in their best to try and isolate Pakistan globally, still deter from declaring it a terror state?
You know, I was very enthused to hear the Home Minister speak. He has not minced any words, I think, in putting the blame where it squarely lies on Pakistan and its military ISI complex. I was therefore all the more surprised as to why when Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, tabled a very sensible bill, you know, for declaring Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism, the entire Parliament emptied as if by magic, so that they wouldn't have to. They could at least have debated the bill. They could have discussed, modified the form if they so wanted to. You know, if they so wanted to tweak the bill a little, but to not discuss it at all, to ignore it, I mean, that was criminal. I mean, we were flabbergasted. How can you expect the rest of the world to stand up and, you know, take a stand for you? When you are not prepared to take a stand yourself, you want to be the most goody-goody guy on the block, the most, you know, soft guy on the block towards Pakistan. How can you expect the American Senate? How can you expect the UN and other world bodies to take action? If you shy away from action yourself.
Especially not China, which has been an all-weather ally. Absolutely. General, do stay on with us. Ashish, if I can come back to you. Another thing that he said, which struck me as to be very interesting, General Bajwa said that there are some countries, of course, hinting out at India, who are trying to isolate it, saying that they forget that there are such countries which whose support they enjoy fully.
See, Meghna, if you remember, India has given the status of MFN, the most favored nation, to Pakistan. But what the country gets in return is nothing but terrorism. And it's important that the way India has been positively reacting to Pakistan at every juncture, except the surgical strike, then Pakistan, instead of accepting the positivity and the peace talk that has been always initiated and welcomed by Indian government. If you notice, Prime Minister Modi had also visited Nawaz Sharif in one of the personal functions of Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. But despite that, there has been no attempt from the Pakistan side, neither army, nor ISI, nor the government. It's the Pakistani army chief's the appointment, General Bajwa, that had given some kind of hope to the Indian government and to the peace-loving politicians from both sides. But nothing of that sort has ever happened. Except a couple of initial weeks after the Bajwa taking over the helm of Pakistani army, the terror continues. The infiltration continues. In fact, the intensity has gone up.
Nothing's changed. In fact, 3-time rise in infiltration was what the MOS of Home has said, and that itself, I believe, clears the picture of what Pakistan is, a peace-loving state or a terror state. Well, thank you so much, Ashish, as well as General G.D. Bakshi for joining us here on the show.